Adult film star Sly Diggler just dropped a massive bomb. He leaked actual video evidence of Diddy with 50 Cent's baby mother. And get this footage was supposed to be in 50's Netflix documentary, but it got cut out. Now we finally know the real reason why 50 Cent has been going after Diddy for all these years. The past few days have been absolutely insane for the Diddy case. And honestly, I've been waiting to make this video for so long. So, Sly Diggler, who's an adult performer, if you know what I mean, recently sat down with DJ Vlad for an interview. And let me tell you, he exploded on both Diddy and 50 Cent. He literally leaked the tape of 50's baby mama with Diddy. And allegedly, this was something that was supposed to be included in the Diddy documentary on Netflix. But 50 kinda censored it for obvious reasons. I mean, it's his baby mama after all, right? Well, now it's all making sense why 50 has had such a long beef with Diddy. In this video, we're gonna talk about this Diddy tape with 50 Cent's baby mama. Don't worry, I'm gonna show you the pictures. And yeah, this is not the only tape making rounds on the internet. I've gathered more tapes and even a call recording related to Diddy that we're gonna take a look at. So without wasting any more time, let's get right into it. Before we dive deep into the crazy stuff, you need to understand who these people are and what's been going on. Trust me, this context is important because this whole situation is wild. First, let's talk about Sly Diggler. He's an adult film performer. Yeah, that's it. Now, here's where it gets crazy. During Diddy's trial, a woman testified on the stand. They called her Jane Doe to protect her identity. But the internet is the internet, right? It didn't take long for people to figure out who Jane Doe really was. Turns out, she's Daphne Joy. And yeah, that's 50 Cent's baby mother, the mother of his 12-year-old son. So what exactly was she testifying about? Well, Jane Doe told the court that she met Diddy back in 2020 on a girls' trip to Miami. At first, her friend was dating Diddy, but when Diddy saw Jane Doe, he took a liking to her, started flirting, got her number, and asked her out on a date. She said no at first, but after her friend moved on from Diddy, she agreed to go out with him. Starting in 2021, Jane Doe began dating Diddy. Eventually, they went on a trip together that lasted several days. After that trip, Diddy offered to give her $10,000 just for taking the trip with him. That's how their love-for-pay relationship started. She dated Diddy from 2021 all the way until his arrest in 2024, 3 whole years. But here's the messed up part. Eventually, the dating turned into what they call freak-offs. And I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. These weren't just parties. Jane Doe testified that Diddy would pay her $10,000 rent every single month. That's $120,000 a year, which is basically a 6-figure job. And in exchange, she had to be available for these freak-offs whenever Diddy wanted. What happened at these freak-offs? Jane Doe said Diddy would bring in male escorts. She would have to hook up with these escorts while Diddy watched and directed everything. He wouldn't let the escorts wear protection. He wouldn't let her clean up afterwards. Sometimes, these sessions would last 18 hours straight. Even when she got sick and threw up, Diddy made her continue because the third escort was already there. She kept telling Diddy she didn't want to do this anymore, but he held the rent money over her head. She sent him texts saying she wanted to stop. He didn't care. She was basically trapped in this situation because she wanted to keep living that high life with the $10,000 a month rent paid. Now you're probably thinking, wait, doesn't 50 Cent have money? Doesn't he pay child support? That's exactly what a lot of people asked. We'll get to that later in the video, but first, let's talk about how Sly Diggler got involved in all of this. So here's how it all started for Sly. Back in 2021, he was getting pretty popular in his industry. He had built up a following, and people knew who he was.
2021, you actually get contacted by Jane Doe. 50 Cent's baby mother.
Yeah.
What was that first DM like?
The first DM was like, hey, she was just like introducing herself and like she said she liked my videos. So it was just like, okay. I was like, okay. I seen how many followers she had and I was like, all right, she might be something interesting. She was sitting in my message request for a couple of days or like a week. But when I seen it, I was like, we just talked, and then that night it led to a FaceTime. And she wanted to see and she wanted me to off her on camera. And I could tell like she was like looking to the left a bit, like it was somebody in the room with her. She was playing and she was just looking to the left.
One day, Sly gets a DM on Instagram. It's from this woman who introduces herself and says she's seen his work and likes his videos. Sly looks at her profile and sees she has a ton of followers. He's thinking, okay, this might be someone interesting. The message had actually been sitting in his request folder for about a week before he saw it. But once he responded, things moved fast. That same night, they jumped on FaceTime together. And according to Sly, during that FaceTime call, she wanted him to perform for her on camera. But here's the thing, Sly noticed she kept looking to the left, like someone else was in the room with her. Now, they call this woman Jane Doe in all the court documents to hide her identity. But come on, we all know who she really is, right? There are even screenshots floating around showing the connection between Sly and Daphne Joy. The internet did its thing and connected all the dots. So after that FaceTime call, things progressed pretty quickly. Sly eventually got invited to meet up in person, and that's when things got really interesting.
Diddy would kind of direct the whole thing, right?
Yeah, he was directing, saying what he wanted to see. Some nights he wanted to do more role play, like he wanted me to act like I was taking her from him, like I was like busting into the house and then like just, on the countertop type. So we'd do different like role plays and whatever the vibe was that night.
Sly describes showing up to this hotel suite. When he gets there, the woman answers the door wearing lingerie. Already, you know what kind of situation this is gonna be. But then Sly walks in and sees someone else there too. It's Diddy himself. Now, Sly admits he was actually a fan of Diddy. I mean, who wouldn't be a little starstruck meeting a famous rapper and music mogul? But before anything happened, Diddy made Sly sign an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement. That should tell you right there that whatever was about to go down, they didn't want it getting out. So what was Diddy's role in all this? According to Sly, Diddy acted like a director. He would sit on a nearby couch and tell Sly what he wanted to see. He'd give instructions, watch everything happen, and basically orchestrate the whole thing. Diddy briefly joined in during the first time they met, but mostly he just watched Sly and the woman. And yeah, I know what you're thinking. This is already pretty wild. But it gets even crazier from here. Here's where things get really spicy. Sly claims he has actual video evidence of what went down, and he says it was recorded completely by accident.
Yeah, he accidentally recorded on my phone, so it stayed there.
It stayed there.
Correct.
And while you and I took a break, you actually showed me this video.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I was not prepared for what I saw in that video. I was not prepared. Because as we're watching, and it's got you and the girl, suddenly you see an oiled up Diddy walk by the camera. Now I knew, for some reason, I just thought the baby oil was for the other people. I didn't realize that he was baby oiled as well.
According to Sly, he has a video on his phone that shows him with the woman. And at one point in the video, you can see an oiled up Diddy just walking past the camera. Like, this isn't some rumor or hearsay. Sly is saying he has actual footage on his phone. Now, this is allegedly the same footage that was supposed to be included in 50 Cent's Netflix documentary. But obviously, 50 censored it. And honestly, can you blame him? This involves the mother of his child. Even though 50 clearly hates what she did, putting that footage in a documentary for millions of people to see, that's a different level. Okay, so here's the part that's been getting the most attention online. And I'm just gonna say it straight up. This is what Sly claimed in the interview. In one part of his conversation with DJ Vlad, Sly alleges that Diddy is not well endowed. Like, at all. He estimated Diddy's size to be around 3 inches. Yeah, you heard that right, 3 inches. Now, Sly suggests this might actually explain a lot about Diddy's behavior. Think about it, all the control issues, the need to watch everything, the over-the-top directing. Maybe it all comes from some deep insecurity, you know? Sly even said that at one point, Diddy straight up told him, I can give her anything she wants in the world except a big ding-dong. Like, Diddy actually acknowledged this about himself. That's wild, right? But here's the thing. Sly has apparently been contacted by the feds and several anonymous sources about this tape. And now there's a strong possibility that 50 Cent censored it from the Netflix documentary specifically because it involved his baby mama. Like, imagine having to make that decision. Do you expose what happened, or do you protect your child's mother from being seen like that by millions of people? 50 chose to censor it, but the internet doesn't let anything stay hidden for long. So that Sly Diggler tape isn't the only thing that's been leaking online. There's actually a bunch of other footage circulating on the internet right now.
Happy birthday, dear friend. Happy birthday to you. This is a special birthday for both of us.
One video shows French Montana without a shirt on, and Diddy is singing happy birthday to him. The whole vibe of the video is just uncomfortable. You can see it and just feel like something's off about the whole situation. And honestly, there are some other tapes floating around that I can't even show you in this video. We gotta keep things somewhat safe for YouTube, you know? But trust me, the stuff that's out there is pretty shocking. People are finding all kinds of footage related to Diddy and his parties. Now, if you thought the video footage was bad, wait until you hear about this voicemail that got leaked. This one was allegedly from Diddy to Daphne Joy, and it was actually played in court during Diddy's trial.
Hey, I really don't know what's going on with you, but I just want to just give you a heads up that I'm about to really disappear on you. You feel me? I'm not going to be playing these games with you at all, at all. So I don't know. You think you silent treating me, and you think I'm gonna be nah. You'll have a rude awakening. You'll just have silence, and ain't nobody threatening you. And I ain't trying to go back and forth with no woman. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, I ain't got no time for no motherfucking games. Where my life is at right now, I don't have no time for no games, baby girl. Me and you could be mad, I could have a spat, we can have whatever. Then after that, you better get on your job. That's really, that's all it is. Cause you got me on my job. Nah, it ain't never gonna work like that over here. You know what I'm saying? I was trying not to leave this message, but you have left me no choice. So either you go in the direction of like moving on and shit like that, or you like just like have me just keep moving. Ain't no threat, I'm just being clear. I can't do this shit with you every time you get upset.
In the voicemail, you can hear Diddy telling her to stop giving him the silent treatment. He's basically saying she needs to get back on her job, or he's gonna leave her. And when he says job, he's not talking about a regular 9 to 5. He's talking about the freak-offs. He's telling her she needs to stay available for whenever he wants her. The whole tone of the message is threatening. Diddy says stuff like, "You'll have a rude awakening," and "I don't have time for games." He makes it super clear that if she doesn't do what he wants, there's gonna be consequences. He even says, "Either you move on or keep me moving. Ain't no threat, I'm just being clear." In other audio messages that were played in court, Diddy reportedly called Daphne the crack pipe. Like, that's how he referred to her. It's honestly pretty disgusting when you think about it. This woman is the mother of 50 Cent's child, and Diddy was treating her like this. If you don't know who Gene Deal is, he was Diddy's former bodyguard. This man was around Diddy for years and saw everything firsthand. And recently, he spoke out about the whole Daphne Joy situation.
On her mind, brother, it was crazy how he did it and turned her into a freak-off queen. Whereas that she was talking about doing all-star freak-offs with him. You understand? And was only giving her $10,000 a month. $10,000 a month. Now, she's talking about she got a millionaire boyfriend, not a boyfriend, her baby daddy is a millionaire and a former, a rapper, a CEO, the whole 9 yards. I'm looking like, so if she getting money from him, she gotta be getting child support. And if she getting child support, bruh, you understand, from a millionaire, it's gotta be enough money to do something. It may not be enough money to do nothing, but it's gotta be enough money to do something. I'm looking at this, so I'm hearing her story because she's trying to convince us she was doing this only for her son. She wanted a house for her son. She wanted her son in a good position. But if I was the baby daddy and I had half the sense of a dollar, I wouldn't have never ever let my son kiss her ever again. Some of the stuff that she was doing and these all-star freak-offs, bro. Now, mentally, I know she's a victim too. You understand? With the drugs, with the stuff. But when you hear her testimony, it's like she was in love and still in love with dude. Even though she was doing shit that she didn't want to do. She was talking about how sick she was. How he wouldn't allow her to use condoms. Yo, it was crazy.
Gene confirms that Diddy basically turned her into a freak-off queen. Those are his exact words. He talks about how she was doing all-star freak-offs with Diddy, and she was only getting paid $10,000 a month for it. But here's what Gene finds crazy. He points out that Daphne is getting child support from 50 Cent, who's a millionaire. So she's already getting money from her baby daddy. Gene says, if she's getting child support from a millionaire, it's gotta be enough money to do something. It may not be enough money to do nothing, but it's gotta be enough money to do something. Gene then talks about how Daphne tried to claim she was only doing this for her son. She wanted the house for her son, wanted him in a good position, but Gene isn't buying it. He says, if I was the baby daddy and I had half the sense of a dollar, I wouldn't have never let my son kiss her ever again. He describes some of the disturbing details from her testimony. How Diddy wouldn't allow condoms, how she had to take substances just to numb herself enough to get through the sessions, how she would get physically sick and still have to continue. Gene makes it clear that while she's technically a victim, because of the manipulation and substances involved, she also made a choice to stay in that situation for the money. So 50 Cent spent 2 years making this Diddy documentary. 2 full years of investigation, interviews, and gathering footage. The documentary hit Netflix and immediately blew up. 21.8 million views in just 6 days. It beat Stranger Things, which is insane. But people noticed something right away. A lot of names were missing from the documentary, and one of the biggest missing pieces was Jane Doe's story. Even though she testified at the trial, 50 eventually addressed this. He revealed that he did have conversations with Cassie and her husband about the documentary, but he chose to keep those conversations private and not include them in the final edit. When it came to Jane Doe, his baby mama, 50 was way more blunt about it. He said, and I quote, "Jane Doe is not a victim. That's a hoe. She's willing to do those things in exchange for the finances. I'm well aware of that going on." So 50 is making it clear. He knows exactly what she did. He knows she chose to participate in the freak-offs for money. And that's not what fueled him to make the documentary. He could have interviewed her, could have put her story front and center, but he chose not to. And honestly, I kinda get it. Yeah, he's mad at her. Yeah, he's calling her out on social media. But putting actual footage of his baby mama in these situations on Netflix for the world to see, that affects his son too. That's a tough call to make. So for a while, everyone suspected Jane Doe was Daphne Joy, but it wasn't officially confirmed. But then the court documents came out and boom, there it was in black and white. The court documents from mid-February, which got amended around March 24th, list Daphne Joy by name. She's listed as a sex worker for Diddy. The documents explain that Diddy's accountant was responsible for distributing wire transfers to his sex workers. Sometimes they'd get paid through wire transfers, sometimes in cold hard cash. And Daphne Joy isn't the only name on that list. Other women include Young Miami from the City Girls and a woman named Jade. These are the women who were allegedly on Diddy's payroll. When 50 Cent saw that Daphne's name was in the official court documents, he took to Instagram and posted, "I didn't know you was a sex worker, you little sex worker. This is a movie." And you know what? Daphne threatened to sue 50 for saying this stuff about her. She claimed he was being abusive and defaming her. But guess what? She never actually filed that lawsuit. Instead, 50 actually sued her for defamation. And looking at these court documents, it's pretty clear that 50 was telling the truth the whole time. Now let's talk about why Diddy specifically chose to get involved with 50 Cent's baby mama. Because when you think about it, this wasn't random at all.
Really is into sex. He like recording girls, and then him getting with 50 Cent's baby mother was definitely like a power move.
Oh yeah.
And then he records, so he keeps these recordings. So what I was thinking is like, what if he can be on some shit like, if he really want to get at it, like, look at your baby mama fucking on these dudes,
Right,
like
getting slutted out.
Yeah, getting slutted out, like to really piss him off. Like maybe I feel like sometimes, I feel like he uses the recordings for leverage, so low key.
Yeah, because I've been around Diddy before. I've been at parties with him. There's no shortage of women that are approaching him, right? So out of all the billions of women in the world, you pick the baby mother of someone who doesn't like you.
Right.
And do you feel that this was like him doing that on purpose to get back at 50?
Definitely. It was definitely like a revenge or beef type thing to get with his baby mother, of all people.
Yeah.
They said, they told me how they met and shit, but it was like...
How did they meet?
They said they met at a party through a friend or some shit like that. But I mean, I guess that's Hollywood though. Hollywood, everybody know each other pretty much. But still though, you know, she knew who he was. She knew that her baby father didn't like him and she didn't like him either. So I'm sure she got with him for a reason.
Oh, so she was doing it too?
Yeah.
Oh, they were both
too.
doing it.
They
I
both
didn't even think
like
about it
the
that
dude,
way.
So
Yeah, that's a good point.
They just clicked up. And like he informed me, like he had multiple girlfriends. So of course she wasn't his only girl. Like he would see her maybe a couple after a couple months, every couple months.
Well, that's just with you though. That's just with you.
Nah, he would like literally see her every couple months.
Oh, he told you that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because Don the Dealer was the first like threesome they had. So, and he was meeting up with them on a regular basis. He even mentioned after his houses were raided, he went to like the Miami mansion and met up with them again. They were talking about it.
I ain't never been to the Miami mansion or nothing. I used to go to different hotels and stuff, but we've met in Miami at hotels and whatnot.
Well, you guys never discussed price, but at the end you did get paid.
Yeah.
The first time.
I got paid the first time.
How much was it?
$2,500.
Okay. And that number fluctuated sometimes?
Yeah, it fluctuated. It depended on like how many sessions we had a night, and yeah, it depended on, I guess, the energy.
Right, because if you could do 2 rounds, you bust each time,
Yeah.
then you get paid more.
It was about the cum shots. Like, it was definitely about the cum shots. One time it was like, I give you 2 bands more if you do another cum shot. So it's definitely about the cum shot.
Okay, and these sessions would last like...
Sly Diggler reveals something really important in his interview. He says that getting with 50 Cent's baby mama was definitely a power move by Diddy. It was strategic. Out of billions of women in the world, out of the endless number of women who approached Diddy at parties and events, he specifically chose to pursue 50's baby mother. Sly points out that there's no shortage of women interested in Diddy. So why her? Why the baby mama of someone who clearly doesn't like you? The answer is simple. It was revenge. It was beef motivated. And here's the thing, Diddy could use these recordings as leverage. He could use them to hurt 50. Imagine having footage of your enemy's baby mama in these situations. That's some serious blackmail material. That's a way to twist the knife even deeper in a beef. But it wasn't just Diddy playing games. Daphne knew exactly what she was doing too. She knew her baby daddy didn't like Diddy. She knew there was beef between them, and she still chose to get involved with Diddy anyway. According to Sly, both Diddy and Daphne were doing this to get back at 50. They both had their own reasons for clicking up against him. Let's talk about the money side of things, because this gets pretty detailed. Sly broke down exactly how the payment structure worked for these encounters. The first time Sly met up with them, he got paid $2,500. Not bad for a first time, right? But the amount would fluctuate based on how many sessions happened that night. And here's where it gets even more wild. Sly says it was all about the cum shots. Like, that was literally what determined how much he got paid. One time, Diddy offered him an extra $2,000 just to do another one. So the whole thing was super transactional and specific about what Diddy wanted to see. These sessions weren't quick either. Sly said they would last anywhere from 12 to 18 hours. 12 to 18 hours. That's almost a full day of this stuff. And remember, Jane Doe testified that sometimes she would beg Diddy to let her take a break because she was hungry or tired, and he would just tell her to keep going. Sly also revealed that Diddy kept multiple girlfriends during this time. He would see Daphne every couple of months or so. It wasn't like she was his only person. He had a whole rotation going on. And get this, even after Diddy's houses got raided by the feds, he still met up with them. Sly says Diddy went to the Miami mansion after the raid and still had sessions there. Like, the man was under federal investigation and he still couldn't stop. For years, people have been trying to figure out why 50 Cent hates Diddy so much. Like, we all knew they had beef, but it seemed extra intense. Way more personal than just typical rap beef. 50's original explanation was that the beef started because Diddy invited him to go shopping. According to 50, he took it disrespectfully because he's a man and doesn't need another man inviting him on shopping dates. But come on, that never really felt like the whole story, did it? The hatred seemed way too deep for just that. Now we know the truth. The beef was way deeper than shopping trips. 50 knew all along what was happening with his baby mother. He knew she was doing freak-offs with Diddy. He knew Diddy was paying her rent to be available for these encounters. He knew Diddy specifically chose her as a power move against him. 50 called his baby mother a sex worker on social media way before the trial even happened. At the time, Daphne Joy threatened to sue him. She said he was being abusive and defaming her character. She made it seem like 50 was just being a bitter ex, making up lies to hurt her. But she never followed through with that lawsuit. You know why? Because 50 was telling the truth. When the court documents came out and her name was right there listed as one of Diddy's paid sex workers, it proved everything 50 had been saying. In fact, 50 actually ended up suing her for defamation because she was the one lying, trying to act like 50 was making stuff up. He had the receipts the whole time. So yeah, this explains everything. Why 50 has been relentlessly trolling Diddy for years. Why he made a whole documentary exposing Diddy's freak-offs. Why he's been posting about it constantly on Instagram with zero filter. This man had his baby mama, the mother of his child, being used in Diddy's twisted rituals. That's personal. That's something you don't just let slide. So, what do you think about all of this? Do you think 50 will actually drop the uncensored footage on YouTube? Do you think there's even more to this story that we haven't heard yet? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And hey, if you made it this far in the video, thanks for sticking around. This story is absolutely crazy, and there's probably even more that's going to come out as the trial continues. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.